Hi YouTube, Taylor and Nicole here. I am currently about 10 and a half months on hormones, and I'm also 5 days pre-surgery, pre-top surgery. So we have not done a girlfriend edition in a while. So, and that's always my most watched videos on YouTube is when Nicole is part of it. So we are doing another one, and she's gonna talk a little bit about things that have changed since we did our last one. So here we go.
Well, Taylor and I wrote out a couple things to point on today. One was changing doing all the documents for the gender and name change, and we did most of it at the same time. Well, first off, Taylor's really bad at forms. I can't express how bad at filling out forms he is. And it just so happens that I'm really good at forms and actually enjoy things like that. I enjoy office work type stuff. So I just felt like that would be the best way I could help him with this. And as soon as he said, I'm ready, and I always wait until he has all the room to say that he's ready for something, or he's not, or he's contemplating it. And one day, it usually happens like that, he'll wake up and say, I'm ready. So he did. He was ready to change his name and gender and go to court, and that was the biggest fear. The scariest part was going in front of the judge and stuff. So I was okay, and that's how I helped. I filled out the forms and did the research. Had him sign here, sign there, sign here.
Yep.
And set the appointments. And you could do them. You could take as long as you want to do it. You can do an appointment a week, or you could do it all in 1 week, or you could do it all in one day like we did here in California. I did it that way, all in one day, because Taylor and I are both kind of, we always say, quick like a Band-Aid. Just get it done. And if something is prolonged, it sort of brings Taylor anxiety. So I didn't want to draw out this process he's been daydreaming about, contemplating, thinking of the worst scenarios possible, because he sort of has bad luck. So I just wanted to knock it all out for him and make it as painless as possible. And if it was done as fast as possible, it would be less pain for him. So that's why we set up all the appointments in one day like crazy people.
Yeah, so court, DMV, Social Security, Bank of America,
post office for the passport.
Everything in one day.
All in one day. And we both took the day off of work, and it literally took us all day. We had to be at the post office for the passport, which would be the last thing because they need all the originals. And they would take it, for weeks. And we had to be there by 4. And we cut it so close. I think we got there 5 to 4 or something like that. So It did take us all day long. And we squeezed in a doctor appointment in the middle of that.
Yeah.
So that's why we did that. If some of you were curious as to if it has to be all in one day, and it totally doesn't. Let's see. And I wanted to do this. I wanted to help in that way because it was unique to us. Because Taylor, I don't know if he gets kind of creeped out by the process, I guess, a little skittish of the process. So if he really saw how much it took to get all that paperwork done, or how many times it took me to print it out, or fill it out correctly, he would just, I don't know, in a sense, give up for a bit. And I didn't really want that to happen for him. I didn't want him to be discouraged. He has enough to deal with, so I just took it all on. And it worked out for us. But everyone's different. Everyone has different limits. And this was ours. And this is how we worked as a team. So the next thing is surgery in our lives right now.
5 days.
5 days. So cool. And so again, we also went to the doctor that day that we changed everything. and it was just so amazing. It was so exciting, and kind of just couldn't believe it was happening when it was happening for him. And I could see it on his face that he couldn't believe it was happening too.
Yeah.
But it's 5 days away, and I don't have many fears. I hope that he handles all the medications well and things like that. That's sort of my only concerns. I really believe in the positive results, so I'm not scared. I believe in our doctor. Are you scared about that?
The doctor? No. Nothing.
In the results or anything?
Yeah, just the. I'm not too concerned about the results. I feel confident in my doctor. I am just nervous about the IV in my arm. That's all I'm scared.
Yeah, neither.
Yeah.
But so I'm mostly just excited for him because, I mean, I could see it happening. Like, I mean, I'm not allowed to touch his binder or really touch him much when he has his binder on, and it's sort of sad. It breaks my heart a little when that happens, because I mean, we share our lives together, and just something so little that seems so little to me, and it's so obvious that it means it's something totally different and means so much more to him. So I'm excited to sort of get that barrier out of our relationship, if that makes sense, and free him up. And when he's a little more free, or when I'm a little more free, we're both more free. So I'm excited for that, to see what our relationship would look like without that.
That's a silly thing.
You know, that like hot pot that you can't really touch. So I'm just excited all around where he'll be mentally and all the excitement physically, and he'll get to go in jacuzzis, and we get to go to the beach, and
yeah, we live in
just can't
California.
wait.
We never go to the beach.
Yeah, those things are just really cool. Or he gets hot all the time. He could just take off his shirt. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
nothing but good thoughts and vibes go into the next 5 days and beyond, as he heals and everything. We got a bunch of greens and veggies and fruits, and I just keep saying we need to prepare his body to heal well, and
All healthy food.
Yeah,
We had pizza today. That was the worst we've done.
It was a special afternoon.
Yeah, but that's it. Everything else is fruits and vegetables and healthy food.
Healthy foods. So our next topic would be emotional and physical changes that I've seen in Taylor since our last video. I don't remember what was in our last video, but okay, for me, the first thing that pops in my head is his legs, or are his legs. They're like straight out man legs. No hint of like women legs at all. Don't show your legs. That'd be weird. They're just huge. They're just man legs. It's so bizarre. Like, he used to have skinny legs. Like, they were so thin, and not a hint of that at all. And then I just see changes, like, in his face, in his jaw, and his neck, and even sort of like his waistline here is a little different. Emotionally, okay, there's something small, but the girlfriends might understand a little bit more, but it's sort of like he doesn't hear me sometimes, and it's not like in a bad way necessarily. It's more like the details are missed, where he is detail oriented, that he just is that way. He'll notice things I don't. But previous to all of this, he retained those details and sort of cared about them more. And he doesn't at all now. But, I mean, we laugh about it, and I'll joke and be like, I totally told you all about this. We actually had a conversation, and he has, like, no recollection. But, you know, whatever, it's fine. It doesn't, like, hinder our communication. It's just about small things that obviously are meaningless to him. And for me as a girl, I like those like retarded details. And then changes in our relationship. One thing I really did want to talk about, just for other girlfriends, are the relational aspects between like a typical female and male. There is this invisible boundary that's between between a female and male, right? So in a relationship, there's this like invisible boundary between him and another female, and for me and another male.
Okay.
Am I making sense?
Yeah, got it.
Okay. And for Taylor, sometimes, well, for a long time, it was hard for him to understand that there was this invisible boundary
Between me and like another girl that wasn't Nicole.
Yeah, so like let's take his friends he grew up with, and I think we tapped on this just a little bit in the last girlfriend edition. But he grew up with these friends. They're really close, closer than I sort of understand. But I think it's just where we grew up, and he still wanted to do things that he used to do with him when he was younger, and it just wouldn't work for me.
Like sleeping in the same bed kind of thing.
Yeah, like sleeping in the same bed, or even more like it just. I mean, it's stuff that's so innocent, and I know like his friends aren't doing anything weird necessarily. It just doesn't fly with me. Like, I'm not used to that. That's not something like I really see often, and as hard as I try to like think bigger, the reaction it stirred in me wasn't the greatest, and I had to express that. So it slowly came out, and a few of his friends would notice it before I even had to say anything. So, and I really appreciated that. There was one friend who really said, "Hey Taylor, like, it's different now," and they weren't trying to be hurtful or say like, "Hey, stop, whoa, like, take a distance." It was more just like, we have to acknowledge this because it's true, and we have to be respectful of, she has a husband, and so like we have to be respectful of my husband and your girlfriend, and I really appreciated that, and that's sort of what I was looking for and attacking, and to be honest, we still sort of face that with him and his like female friends, in whichever case, and it doesn't have to be friends he grew up with. Just new friends that he'll make. And it's so small and innocent, these things. But when I flip it around and I say, "Hey, babe, if I did that, just think about it. If I did that to my friend or my coworker or this guy, like, what would your reaction be?" And it's never a good reaction. And so, that's how we attack that situation, and it always brings him to the place like, okay, it is different. I mean, you explain, I don't know, you say to me like, okay, I get it now, and it seems like he gets it, and he doesn't do it again, but it's not something he always notices.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's something he tries to constantly be aware of. It comes so natural for him to be so kind and generous, but there are boundaries. They may be invisible, but they're there, and we have to acknowledge them. So if you're a girlfriend,
I guess, or boyfriend,
or boyfriend, just sort of expect that it's a little different, and they're not being weirdos. It's how they've approached something all their life, and it doesn't just like switch. So we do communicate on that often when it comes up. At first, instinctively, I just want to hold it in and just be like, "Oh, this is so frustrating." But I know that if I allow myself to think about it, I know that he is being innocent about it. It's just like, so we just say it and we talk it out. But I don't know if you have anything to say about that.
No.
So,
I don't have a rebuttal.
No details. That's kind of it for me. Honestly, that piece has been the biggest piece for me. lately, and the newest addition to, I don't know, this whole transition. It's just playing around with that. How far do I go being considerate of this, and how far is too far for me? And where's the boundary of being considerate to you and being considerate to me, or of me? So, all is well. It's all good. If you have any other questions, because that's all I can think of right now. Do you have anything?
No, I might do a pre-surgery video, like one last quick, like this is how I'm feeling, but I don't know. Sometimes I say I'll do it and I won't, but I will definitely be doing like short little post-op videos within 5 days. So just keep posted for that, and if you have any questions for us, just shoot them our way.
Or if you have any advice, we're doing the microsurgery male breast reduction.
Yep.
So if you guys have gone through it, and you have any advice for us, we'll totally listen to it and take it. Yeah.
All right.
I'm good.
Thanks for listening, guys.
Thank you.
Bye.